Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this a jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad ain't pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see Modesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, dummy pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number saved, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, full of points of God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist, man, check the wrist, man. Got him hot, ayy. Man, can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin, but he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Hey, 100s and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Hey, she want it like me, cause her like she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit up.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is a special edition of Wild Card Weekend on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. Standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, playoff fever has immersed South Florida as we are at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A gain of 3, second down. And here now a look at the Dolphins' offensive unit.
So many weapons on this offense, and we've seen them all season long score from any point on the field. But we all know playoff football comes down to playing smart. The game slows down, and it's harder to move it. So you've got to avoid penalties, avoid turnovers, and not let your emotions get the best of you.
Oh, and now some space to operate. 27 yards there, a first down.
when you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 30-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
90 Wolf. I got you. Pop. Check. Tight right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. A run through the starters defensively for the Texans. They were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago. And last week in that victory, they were pretty good. Probably a pretty easy film session, I would imagine.
And after a performance like that, so many people think you just roll into film, take your popcorn, kick back, and enjoy the show because they played well. I can just tell you from experience, after a win is when coaches come down on you harder. Because they want to emphasize all the mistakes that happened. Because you won, you're in a good mood. They want to bring you back to earth. Oftentimes you walk out of there and you ask your teammate, did we win last week?
So my assumption was wrong. I learned something.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. On now the Miami field goal unit. This will be, let's see, 38 yards out. And his kick here is good. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks standing at 6'5".
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Here's 2nd and 8. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
And what a tough environment to roll into. On the road, playing one of the better teams in the league, obviously, because this is the playoffs. So what do teams talk about? Bringing their own momentum, bringing their own energy on the road, because you know you won't get any from the home crowd.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January, but there's 20 other teams who wouldn't mind being on that road.
You're exactly right about that. But your point about how daunting this is...
And his first carry, he loses the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready, and above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
To throw on 2nd down. Cannon. His throw incomplete. Look at the starters defensively for the Dolphins. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
But when you hold someone to just 6 points in a game, the feeling that you have among your team is you're not going to lose very many of those. That's the way to get it done.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Cannon. This goes to Barber, the running back. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is taken at the 18. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And now he'll tuck it and run. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because This is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. In for the score. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes our score 17-0. That time a 6-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game.
Ready? 54, right there. 54, Mike. I'm coming.
On 1st and 10, Cannon. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
You ain't going nowhere. Get it.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10.
Let's go. 10-2 stop. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 1st down, Cannon. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll try and run here with Barber. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A big play there. 60 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This will be fielded at the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And to give this time to the tailback. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 36-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
60 outlaws.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
After one, 17-7 is our score.
Texans 7.
On the ready. 49 the mud. 65. 65.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2nd and 5. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Quick hitter here, it's complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
And that's understanding where the markers are because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you could actually be pushed back before the 1st down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drip back towards the 1st down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this 1st half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
False start, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Let's go. 8, read. 49. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 5.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fake.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now back to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like that one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And now a big play to start off this drive as the shot downfield is complete. It's a gain of 34. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Barber on 1st and 10. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
70, Indy.
On 2nd down, Barber. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Well, another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they're bringing your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw here. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
Point after try forthcoming. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins defense, they get set to go here. And of these highlights that we show here, I think the big thing to put an asterisk next to, 3 fumbles.
Swarming, swooping, making it happen, knocking the ball free. So many teams work on it, but you don't see it work quite as well as we're seeing here in this game. And they mix in taking one out of the air a little bit, too. This team is swarming like crazy and making big plays.
Throwing on first down. Cannon. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run the draw with Barber. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Back to throw. Cannon. And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
And attempted a deep ball there, and they didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say, I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Cannon. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Back to the air on 2nd down. Cannon. And he comes back with one complete. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw. Cannon. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Gets this one to Morris. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now we signal in a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's the first of 2 games here on this wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's AFC wildcard game. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's action. As for our game, it has been very one-sided in that first half. But you can't take anything for granted in playoff football. As we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And now out comes Houston. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is do that?
I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Running is Barber. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looking to throw on second down. Cannon. And that's off the mark, incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Cannon. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. The Texans send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Ten Lobo.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Shoot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll stay on the ground with Barber. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go. From the gun on third down, Cannon. Throw left side complete. It's Morris. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
54. I know he ain't got it. Check, check. Lucky. Get it.
They'll run on first down. Barber. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
That's it.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
I go 10. Single.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Cannon. This will be caught at about the 6. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Back to the running game with Barber. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd and 2. Cannon, and got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. From 6 yards away. And the Texans get a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will get them 1 closer. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. And to give this time to the tailback. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Go now. 18.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Go! 70, Indy.
Watch tight end. 4 down. Check. Let's go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
10 Lobo.
It's been a long day for you.
Right. Go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Nice hit, boy.
That's a gain of 10. Brings us
Snap.
3rd and 2.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they go pass on 3rd and 2. They complete it, but no gain. Should they have tried to run it?
I thought that running the ball in that situation is what they would have done, because at worst case scenario, you may bring up a 4th down decision for your team. Instead, now they're not close to the 1st down.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your court? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Can't officially call this a win for them yet, but it's looking good to move on to the divisional round. They'll be on the road, of course, as an underdog. But the age-old question, would you rather have the momentum they're going to have or sitting at home with a bye? I'm sure you'd probably rather have the bye.
You remember that conference call we had before the playoffs started? We were talking with some people in the industry and some of the coaches that are out there. And we kind of posed the same question. You know, if you're coming off of a game like this, you know, and you're taking on a team that had that open week, which way do you want to go? And you remember the answer they gave us? I want the better team.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
I get it. But I think there's a lot to having that momentum of having played versus coming off of that layoff, because maybe you start a little bit slower. We see those upsets happen all the time.
A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And an alley to run. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line.
Let's go.
I'd sure love to offer some advice to the defensive coordinator, but his guys are just getting run over by an offense that's executing like a well-oiled machine.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Rolling to his right. And he's going to keep it here. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation.
Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did, used his nose for the end zone and dove in.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Cannon. And he comes back with one complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. On 1st and 10. Cannon setting up the screen here. It's Barber. Shows his strength at the 50. Continuing to fight for more. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. 63 yards. And the Texans cut into that lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Now the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I'm here all day.
2nd and 11. And that is incomplete. They were looking for Marshall that time, and that'll make it 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They'll get 34 yards there.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
You ready? 57, Mike 57. Here we go, here we go. Big dribble.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
60 Pittsburgh.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Let's go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Ready. 91. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. I got it. 57 get it.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he whips that one incomplete there. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
Ready.
They'll set up to throw. The throw taken in by Cole. And he picks up the 1st as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. a slant. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6. Second and goal. Second and goal from the 1. Second and 1. Caught by Marshall. He's got it. Touchdown, Miami. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing to start the drive. Cannon. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Back to throw. Cannon. And his throw is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. On 4th down, Cannon. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed a push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And oh, it coughed it up. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.